Hey, what is going on with y'all, man? It is Black Balloon, and we are coming back with another video, so y'all already know what's going on. Alright, y'all. Now, a good bit of y'all asked, and y'all already know I'm gonna come through with the video. So, what's completely taken over the internet lately is the brazen, fatal shooting, assassination of Brian Thompson, who was the CEO of United Healthcare. And y'all might find this to be a little interesting, especially when we get toward the second article that I have to read, right? Of course, we're going to listen to the NYPD and the detectives there give their statement about the case, and you'll get the pure facts about what happened yesterday morning around 6:40 a.m. Check this out. We'll get a little background of Brian Thompson, right? It says Brian Thompson led one of the biggest health insurers in the U.S., but was unknown to millions of people his decisions affected. Weird how they put that as the first sentence of this article. Then Wednesday's targeted fatal shooting of the United Healthcare CEO on a midtown Manhattan sidewalk thrust the executive and his business into the national spotlight. Thompson, who was 50, had worked at the giant United Health Group, Inc. for 20 years and run the insurance arm since 2021 after running its Medicare and retirement business. This is him right here. As CEO, Thompson led a firm that provides health coverage to more than 49 million Americans, more than the population of Spain. United is the largest provider of Medicare Advantage plans, the privately run versions of the U.S. government's Medicare program for people aged 65 and older. The company also sells individual insurance and administers health insurance coverage for thousands of employers in state and federally funded Medicaid programs. The business run by Thompson brought in a staggering $281 billion in revenue last year, making it the largest subsidiary of the Minnetonka, Minnesota-based United Health Group. His $10.2 million annual pay package, including salary, bonus, and stock option awards, made him one of the company's highest paid executives. Y'all, insurance, as we know, is really, really big business. 281 billion, y'all. My goodness, the money that these corporations make on people's health is insane. And obviously that leads one of the suspected motives of him being murdered in basically broad daylight. So it says he was a University of Iowa graduate, began his career as a certified public accountant, and had little name recognition beyond the healthcare industry. So when Brian Thompson did occasionally draw attention, it was because of his role in shaping the way Americans get healthcare. At an investor meeting last year, he outlined his company's shift to value-based care, paying doctors and other caregivers to keep patients healthy rather than focus on treating them once sick. Healthcare should be easier for people, Thompson said at the time. We are cognizant of the challenges, but navigating a future through value-based care unlocks a situation where the family doesn't have to make the decisions on their own. Thompson also drew attention in 2021 when the insurer, like its competitors, was widely criticized for a plan to start denying payment for what it deemed non-critical visits to hospital emergency rooms. Says patients are not medical experts and should not be expected to self-diagnose during what they believe is a medical emergency. The chief executive of the American Hospital Association wrote in an open letter addressed to Thompson, threatening patients with a financial penalty for making the wrong decision could have a chilling effect on seeking emergency care. Now it says Thompson, who lived in a Minneapolis suburb and was the married father of 2 sons in high school, was set to speak at an investor meeting in a Midtown New York hotel. He was on his own and was about to enter the building when he was shot in the back by a masked assailant who fled on foot before pedaling an e-bike into Central Park a few blocks away. Now, the video is definitely very chilling. It's crazy. As you can see, we obviously can't show it, but the guy has a silencer. He has on his gray book bag. He's dressed in all black with a hood and a mask over his mouth. He literally steps from the side of this black SUV, and it was as simple as walking down the street, the way he made it seem. The gun jammed. He corrected the jam immediately. He shot, and that was that. He literally just walked away jogged across the street, went to an alley, I think, and hopped on that bike and rode off. It's pretty insane. It seemed very targeted, and he was very calm about it. But we'll go ahead and use this time to check out the hearing from the chief detective of the NYPD, and they will give a little bit more details on what happened. Check this out.
Good morning, everyone. In Midtown Manhattan early this morning, 50-year-old Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, was shot and killed in what appears, at this early stage of our investigation, to be a brazen, targeted attack. This does not appear to be a random act of violence. The victim was in New York City to speak at an investor conference. It appears the suspect was lying in wait for several minutes. And as the victim was walking to the conference hotel, the suspect approached from behind and fired several rounds, striking the victim at least once in the back and at least once in the right calf. Many people passed the suspect, but he appeared to wait for his intended target. The suspect fled, first on foot, then on an e-bike, and was last seen in Central Park on Center Drive early this morning. The victim was removed to Roosevelt Hospital, where he was pronounced. We've been in touch with his family, his friends, and his colleagues, and they are very much in our thoughts and prayers at this hour. The full investigative efforts of the New York City Police Department are well underway, and we will not rest until we identify and apprehend the shooter in this case. The women and men of the NYPD take enormous pride in the work that they do each day and each night to drive down crime and violence in our city. Right now, we are asking the public for your help. If you have any information about this case, call Crime Stoppers at 800-577-TIPS. We have increased the reward in this case to $10,000. I want to be clear. At this time, every indication is that this was a premeditated, pre-planned, targeted attack. Millions of people will be enjoying the tree lighting tonight, among other holiday events, and the NYPD will be out there with them, keeping them safe. For some preliminary details about today's tragic incident, I pass it over to our Chief of Detectives, Chief Joe Kenny.
The information I'm about to give you is preliminary, as our investigation is continuing. This morning at 6:46 a.m., patrol officers from Midtown North Precinct responded to a 911 call of a person shot in front of the Hilton Hotel located at 1335 Avenue of the Americas. This is between West 53rd Street and West 54th Street. At 6:48 a.m., officers arrive and find the victim, Brian R. Thompson, a 50-year-old male, on the sidewalk in front of the Hilton with gunshot wounds to his back and leg. Mr. Thompson was removed by EMS to Roosevelt Hospital, where he was pronounced dead at 7:12 a.m. Mr. Thompson is the CEO of United Healthcare and resides in Minnesota. Detectives from Night Watch, Midtown North Detective Squad, and Manhattan South Homicide responded to the scene and began their investigation. What we know is that the shooter arrived at the location on foot about 5 minutes prior to the victim's arrival. He stands alongside the building line as numerous other people and pedestrians pass him by. From video, we see at 6:44 a.m., the victim is walking alone towards the Hilton after exiting his hotel across the street. We believe the victim was headed to the Hilton Hotel to attend the United Health Group Investors Conference that was scheduled to start at 8 a.m. The shooter appears to be a light-skinned male. He's wearing a light brown or cream-colored jacket, a black face mask, black and white sneakers, and a very distinctive gray backpack. The shooter steps onto the sidewalk from behind the car. He ignores numerous other pedestrians, approaches the victim from behind, and shoots him in the back. The shooter then walks toward the victim and continues to shoot. It appears that the gun malfunctions as he clears the jam and begins to fire again. The shooter then flees on foot northbound into an alleyway between 54th Street and 55th Street. Once at West 55th Street, the shooter continues to walk westbound on Avenue of the Americas, where he gets onto an electric e-city bike and rides northbound on the Avenue of Americas towards Central Park, where at 6:48 a.m. we have the shooter riding this bike into Central Park at Center Drive. At the scene, we recover 3 live 9mm rounds and 3 discharged 9mm shell casings. The motive for this murder currently is unknown, but based on the evidence we have so far, it does appear that the victim was specifically targeted but at this point we do not know why. This does not appear to be a random act of violence.
So, you know what's crazy? I was, searching for any like updated news, right? And I did catch that Hilton Hotel was located at 1335. 1335. Notice that number 33 is in the middle of those numbers. He was also killed around 6:30, 6:40 a.m. in the morning. This might be the most bizarre thing about it, y'all. It says United Healthcare CEO assassin believed to have left a message at the scene on bullet casings. It says new evidence suggests that the suspect who killed United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson on Wednesday may have left a message behind on the bullet casings at the scene. Police sources told the New York Post that the words deny, depose, and defend were written on the live rounds and casings left behind by the assassin after the shooting. Evidence also shows that each bullet and casing had just one word written on it, leading them to believe he may have been trying to leave a message, sources said. And once again, that number 3 comes into play. On 3 bullets, he decided to write deny, depose, and defend on live rounds and casings, y'all. That is actually crazy. That might be the biggest piece, of evidence that will kind of give us maybe a motive. That he wrote 3 specific words on the shell casings. I've actually never heard of anything like that in my life. Not such a case that is going viral the way this one is. It says the culprit fires off several shots. At one point, the gun appeared to jam. The assailant then appears to smack the gun on the side while walking toward the victim, who is attempting to get away. But if I'm not mistaken, he didn't shoot him 3 times. I think he only shot him once in the back and once in the calf. So maybe he meant to shoot him exactly 3 times. This is a photo of the assassin, if we want to call him that, on the bike riding away. They hope evidence that was left behind will help identify him, including a cell phone discovered in an alleyway near the hotel where the shooting occurred, as well as a cup in a trash can at a nearby Starbucks, because supposedly they have him on camera at Starbucks before this happened, which is pretty insane. It almost seems like they not catching whoever this is. And if they do, how would we ever really know who it is, because we can't see his face? This dude, some kind of ex-Navy, military, who knows? But that's the crazy thing about it. There's no clear picture of who this guy is. So even if they do catch him, we won't really know if that is actually him. Because this is another one of those cases where it takes over the entire internet and is pushed by every media outlet. But then again, there could be so much behind this that has to do with healthcare, or, someone being denied something, or this just being made to look like it was about, a family member got denied this, got denied that, which we know that they are terrible at it. I think they have the highest percentage, like upward of 30% of denying healthcare or, emergency or life-saving healthcare. There would be a lot of theories behind what was the actual reason for it, and all we would be doing is speculating. But at the end of the day, when things like this get pushed all over the media, there is always a red flag in there somewhere. Y'all go ahead and get in the comments, man. I'm not gonna make this video too long, but I definitely wanted to cover it. And for the people that asked, y'all please let me know what y'all think. If y'all got any different opinions or theories, this is pretty crazy that this happened yesterday like that, the way that it did. Guy was very calm. Haven't seen anything like that in a long time. So with that being said, y'all, it's Black Balloon, and I'm gonna see y'all soon. I'm out.